I think now would be a good time to ask Josh and Kelly if they want to come to the Grow Up in Edmonton in May.
It, you know, I know you've spoken at the Unicorn Cup, which I love Che, and that's a beautiful organization. Now, Grow Up is something I'm within the cannabis space, in the regulated cannabis space. To me, Grow Up is it's getting to the point where it's really respectful of the plant, and it's breaking away from the suits that would have interfered with the plant and the industry. So you would be I would be honored to have both of you come, and it would be phenomenal. But it's a regulated industry. It's we try. Does this sound very apologetic? But
we've spoken in Lyft, so we understand.
Oh yeah, well we deal with the regulations. In fact, we've written and helped out with a lot of the regulations. We've had the premier come here to our house, as well as the federal Department of Ag has come here and had discussions with us on what is legacy farms. How is it that legacy farms can be happening in every other part of agriculture but cannabis? And how is it that we can start having those conversations of a cannabis farm being a legacy farm? How is it that we can give it to our family without being able to pay the mortgage because we're only making 4% off of this market? You know what I mean? So we've been dealing with a lot of the regulated market to try to help them expand. And now we're winning in BC. We've got now farm to gate sales. And that was because of our group here in the Kootenays that's just been continuously pushing it, along with other people in Canada.
And Sarah from Craft Cannabis, and Shannon, and there's a lot of people doing really cool stuff. Also, I just I would say that we've been involved in the regulated market since day one, because we've had Dragonfly Earth Medicine as products. And we've helped with soil recipes and tea recipes and stuff since the dawn of the warehouse. You know what I mean? So, thousands of growers.
I think CFIA will give also a reprieve up until I think it's October 2026 now. So we don't have to register. A lot of our fertilizer supplements have to be registered, but I think they're doing a reprieve for a few more years, which is great, because a lot of it doesn't make sense.
There's a bigger regenerative group that is gaining momentum by communicating with each other here in British Columbia. There's a lot of people in the registered market that are not able to grow organically the way they want to, for that simple reason: they can't get a nettle in the building, and use the nettle as a top dress, because they just don't, they can't, they're not, it's not, they can't prove it.
Well, now they want to consider it a pesticide.
Well, the
EPA would like to put nettle. Yes, because it contains a lot of silicates. So we got a letter from the EPA, a cease and desist, now about a year and a half ago. And they told us that they've been watching Dragonfly Earth Medicine on YouTube, and they told us, you've been educating us. That's what they told us. You've been educating us. And now that you've educated us, we realize that we have all these holes that we need to restrict you all further. So if you're going to be using nettles, and if you're going to be using alfalfa, well, you better be putting that under a pesticide label, because that has enough silicate in it to cover pests. And that's the way that we want to be registering that. So now we're going to be seeing a lot of natural plant things that we came in. We were some of the first people to have an herbal product the way that we did, put a bunch of bacteria and fungi in it. Then we know that in a tea brew, the bacteria and is going to eat all of the herbs. That's all 100% organic and human grade. Then when you put it into the soil, then it's already broken exudates that the plant can pick up right away. Well, for some reason, the EPA and the Department of Agriculture said, oh, that was a loop that we missed. We want to make sure that direct feeding continues to happen, synthetic direct feeding continues to happen. So these people are educating us on now bioavailable feeding that we didn't actually know about. So let's shut it down.
Right.
And also we're, you know, having a lot of successes. So I would just add,
Oh, for sure.
you know,
to us, that's just another hoop. We jump through it.
And, you know, like Green Life Productions in Nevada. Nevada has similar stringent laws to Canada. And we've been helping and working with Green Life in their operation. They're on 34 cycles indoor soil, you know, and Leighton's had them on and talked with Steve different times. Amazing people. Everyone should know about Green Life Productions by now because they're probably the longest running indoor cultivation with, you know, continuous soils. So we've been involved with them since the second cycle. So we do have the ability to speak in all realms. We would love to come to the Grow Up or any other conference. You know, we could want to be part of all realms, because if you're not speaking to the groups that are exactly maybe on, you know, like you, then maybe you're not making the type of change that you're looking for. So
now you see why I love them, Al.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, that simple concept of all life comes from the soil, all life goes back to the soil is something we've forgotten. And you know, this couple embodies that as the foundation, the start of the loop, and it's so important. And then, you know, the other thing too is the herbalism. You know, what I'm seeing in here in the US is that they're trying to make naturopaths, they're trying to declare naturopaths as they want to license them, they want to regulate them, they want to take away their power, because this pill, if it actually has an effect, we have to regulate that effect. And so, you know, Al, I don't know if you know this, but Josh and Kelly donated a ton of myco caps to my love, Pauline, who unfortunately passed away about a year ago, a little over a year ago. And if she was here today, she would be so angry, because the very naturopath that saved her life, because she refused chemo, refused it, even when they got her like a deer, she refused them to wash her belly out with chemo because she did not want that poison in her body. And the doctor that performed the surgery basically told her, you have a death wish. You're never going to survive this. You're never going to make it. By the end of that relationship that they had, he moved on to Yale because he's become one of the top OGBYN, what is the oncologists, because of some of the work that he's been doing. But if she was here today, she would be freaking out that she could no longer or was going to be restricted on some of the herbs that she was using that saved her life. And here's two people that have the answers to all of those herbs and the values of them and how to prepare them. And like Pauline, who when she prepared medicine, she did it with love. She did it with a prayer. She did it with mental energy. And that's what these guys do. And so, you know, we need as a species, as a group of humans or humus beings, right, Josh? We need to get together and stop this fucking nonsense from continuing. If they get away with regulating all herbs because they actually work, think of the dangers of that. And now we're forced to take medicine. Like I will not go back to another Western medicine ever again. Doctor, I don't trust them. So many of them are disenchanted and pissed off at the system because just what Kelly said. 9 years, I got nothing. I got this huge debt. I have no choice but to work my ass off. Oh, by the way, it's for-profit medicine. Wait a minute. Did you take a hypocritical oath or a Hippocratical oath? What was it? And so you understand that you eat what you cut. So how many people are going to perform surgeries that don't necessarily have to be done to support their fucking debt from the pharmaceutical industries that control the medical fucking schools?
Dude, I hear you. It's the difference between going to a hospital and having a natural birth in a hospital costs around $900. This is in a hospital. You go in, you're out around $900. To have a C-section, now we're talking 19 grand.